Have you ever wondered when a heap of sand stops being a heap? Is it possible for a single grain to make such a difference? What if we remove one more grain, and then another? Where does the line between a heap and not a heap blur? The Sorites Paradox, a perplexing thought experiment that has puzzled philosophers for centuries, delves deep into this enigmatic boundary. The enigmatic Sorites Paradox. The Sorites Paradox, also known as the paradox of the heap, presents a seemingly simple question that leads us down a rabbit hole of paradoxical reasoning. It challenges our understanding of vague concepts and the limits of linguistic precision. To understand the paradox, consider this. If you have a heap of sand and start removing grains one by one, at what point does it cease to be a heap? The paradox gets its name from the Greek word soros, meaning heap. It was first introduced by the ancient Greek philosopher Eubulides, around the 4th century BCE. While its origins are ancient, the paradox continues to captivate contemporary philosophers and logicians alike. As usual, let's explore the Sorites Paradox with some thought experiments that extend its conundrum into various scenarios. Ship of Theseus. Imagine a ship, and over time, each of its wooden planks gets replaced. At what point does it cease to be the ship of Theseus and become a new ship entirely? Is it the first replacement plank, the last one, or somewhere in between? Growing bald. Consider a person with a full head of hair. If one hair falls out, they are still not bald. Continue removing one hair at a time, and at what point do they become officially bald? Can a single hair make the difference between hairy and bald? The weighty issue. Suppose you have a pile of feathers, and you add one feather at a time to a scale. At what point does the scale tip and become unbalanced? Can a single feather change the scale's equilibrium? These thought experiments highlight the inherent difficulty in defining clear boundaries for vague concepts like heaps, baldness, or weightiness. The Sorites Paradox forces us to confront the ambiguity in our language and concepts, challenging the notion of precision in our everyday communication. Liking the video so far, consider dropping a like and subscribing to the channel, as it helps extend our reach. Back to the video. Philosophical perspectives. Philosophers have offered several perspectives to grapple with the Sorites Paradox. Epistemicism. This view suggests that there is a precise threshold for when a heap becomes a non-heap, but our limited knowledge prevents us from pinpointing it. In this perspective, the paradox is attributed to our ignorance rather than inherent vagueness. Fuzzy logic. Fuzzy logic acknowledges the existence of degrees of truth. It argues that statements like, "this is a heap," or "this person is bald," can have varying degrees of truth, rather than being strictly true or false. This perspective allows for the existence of borderline cases. Supervaluationism. Supervaluationism posits that there is no precise boundary, but rather a range of acceptable interpretations. In cases of vagueness, multiple interpretations can be equally valid, which may seem contradictory but are not necessarily so. Conclusion. The Sorites Paradox invites us to explore the boundaries of human language and conceptual understanding. While it may appear as a playful linguistic puzzle, it carries profound philosophical implications about the nature of vagueness and the limits of our ability to define and categorize the world around us. As we ponder over these paradoxical questions, we are reminded that sometimes the most fundamental aspects of our reality can elude precise definition. So, the next time you encounter a heap of sand or a person on the brink of baldness, remember that the Sorites Paradox is there to challenge your notions and provoke thought, ultimately underscoring the complexity and richness of philosophical inquiry.